Guardians of the Galaxy #1 opens up with Star-Lord, aka Peter Quill, chatting up a female in a bar. Their conversation comes to an abrupt end when his father, the King of Spartax, and his royal guard arrive. The two have a complicated relationship. Star-Lord dislikes his father for abandoning his mother on Earth and allowing her to be killed. His father has come to warn Peter to stay away from Earth. A galactic treaty has declared the planet off limits. Peter argues that this will only encourage galactic threats like Thanos and the Badoon to attack Earth. His father has painted a target on the planet. Before their argument can continue, Gamora bursts in and battles back the royal guard. Before anyone is killed, Peter tells her to stand down. Although his father asks him to return to the Empire and take his place as prince, Peter leaves with Gamora. Elsewhere, Tony Stark is exploring space. Suddenly, he realizes that he has been targeted by a Badoon warship. His repulsor blasts are unable to penetrate the ship's shields. Fortunately, the Guardians of the Galaxy arrive to help him out of the jam. The group battles the Badoon and significantly damages the ship. The Badoon decide the best strategy is to self-destruct the main part of their ship. Realizing this, the Guardians of the Galaxy retreat to their own spaceship. Unfortunately, part of the Badoon ship remains intact and enters Earth's orbit. It is intent on causing destruction.
So Earth is obviously in trouble, and it kind of seems odd that Earth is really singled out in this issue as a part of Star-Lord's father's plans, and it really hammers home the message throughout all comics: Earth is special.
And why is Earth so special? I guess that's the big question.
We see it in Iron Man where Tony Stark actually makes a comment about how Earth seems to just have like these superheroes. That's what they're known for. Maybe that's what makes it special.
And then we also see in like New Avengers, it's like the weak point between universes seems to be Earth, so that's where they're gonna collapse into each other.
One of the reasons Earth might be targeted is simply because Star-Lord's father is just sore at the fact that Star-Lord is going against him, and Star-Lord actually cares so much about Earth. And so this is a way to sort of get back at him. And
so talking about Star-Lord's father, the Emperor, I don't necessarily know that he was trying to get Earth destroyed or get Peter killed.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking he might have warned him because he knows he would go try to intercept the invading force, and maybe it was like his way of kind of giving Earth a fighting chance without directly breaking the treaty.
That's one interesting way to put it, because in the comic they even seem to imply that it's the opposite, where Star-Lord's father, the Emperor, is really like setting him up to fail, or setting him up to be in this dangerous situation.
Whereas I think it's more like his father's actually using him as kind of like an unaffiliated group to
ward off danger.
Yeah. Because I think his father probably still feels some connection to Earth. I mean,
we saw in the .1 issue where he did have such a loving relationship with, Star-Lord's mother. And maybe there's still some, there's some sentiment attached to what he had back on Earth.
Perhaps. But let's take a look at the larger roster of Guardians of the Galaxy. Obviously, the first one is Peter Quill, Star-Lord. Last time we saw him, I think, was Thanos Imperative. He was trapped in the Cancerverse. He and Richard Rider, who was Nova at the time, sacrificed themselves and trapped themselves with Thanos there and then sealed it off. But Thanos has gotten out, and we also find out that Peter Quill's gotten out. So we'll have to wait and see if Richard Rider is out as well.
One thing I liked was that Star-Lord's costume is new in this one.
Yeah, his helmet is completely different, so now we can see his face. And it's now blue instead of more armory looking. I kind of like his old one better. But
really?
That's just my opinion.
I'm liking some of these new Marvel costume changes. Next person on the roster is Gamora, and she obviously has a connection to Thanos because she was also raised by him.
Right, and she's like the deadliest woman in the universe, which is kind of a cool title.
Yeah, she's just so badass.
Groot is another member of this Guardians of the Galaxy incarnation. He's kind of got a cool power how, as long as there's just a little bit of him left, he can regenerate to his full self.
Yeah, that's why you see Rocket Raccoon trying to go find that last sprig that he can, regenerate from.
Which is kind of cool. Rocket Raccoon, obviously, who you just brought up. Always a fan favorite.
That guy's just awesome.
A talking raccoon with guns. How can you not like that?
And then you have Drax the Destroyer. He also has a connection to Thanos because he was created to actually kill Thanos.
In Thanos Imperative, though, he's forced to protect Thanos, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's going against your purpose in the universe.
The last person who seems to be maybe joining the Guardians of the Galaxy is Iron Man. What do you think about that?
I don't know if he's going to stick around for too long. I think maybe this is more of just Marvel's marketing plan. Like, if you attach Iron Man to it, it'll get more people to buy it initially.
That's possible. It seems that Iron Man title itself seems to having more cosmic plots attached to it, so maybe his connection makes a little bit more sense. But when you talk about marketing plan, one of the things you have to keep in mind is that there's going to be a Guardian of the Galaxy's movie eventually, and this all seems to be a lead up to that, actually.
So they got to make this comic a success.
Yeah, and it makes it possible that in the movie, maybe Iron Man's going to be the one that really brings them into the fold, and so they're trying to build this connection already.
So that way they could put Robert Downey Jr. in the movie?
Yeah, that guy just makes those movies now.
Looking at it more from a comic perspective, with this title, and also Nova, and then the upcoming Thanos Rising, Marvel really seems to be reviving kind of the cosmic corner of their universe. Like, a lot of these titles haven't really been around. I think, like, the last major cosmic event was Thanos Imperative.
I think I'm really excited about this because I think the cosmic aspect of Marvel is really cool, and often they've really overlooked it.
Yeah, they got to get more back into, like, Shi'ar, kind of Kree, those types of storylines, because I like those.
When we talk about what the future holds, it seems that the Guardians of the Galaxy are really going to be up against all these different galactic forces. And, you know, we already talked about Shi'ar, Kree, Brood, and who they fight in this are the Badoon.
Yeah, they really seem to be hinting at, like, Thanos as a future villain as well.
Considering everyone has these connections to Thanos, yeah.
And supposedly Thanos could be in the next movie that we were talking about before, so it could all just be leading to that. But, you know, other villains, I would like to see them fight in the, like, maybe further future. I'd love to see Vulcan come back. You know, yeah. Just another one of Scott Summers' brothers. So is it great for Guardians of the Galaxy #1? What would you give it?
I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was a very solid issue, but it wasn't spectacular, and it really does make me excited for what's to come, though.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to give it a 4.5, actually. I thought it was a really exciting issue. There's a lot of action in it. Peter Quill was just being awesome. Rocket Raccoon was awesome. Gamora. You know, it just really makes me look forward to Guardians of the Galaxy in the future. So, 4.5 out of 5.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Guardians of the Galaxy #1. Before we go, we have a question for you.
We brought up the fact that Iron Man appears to be in the Guardians of the Galaxy. What other Marvel character do you think would be a good fit?
You can leave your thoughts in the comments below, and like always, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up.
Thanks.